Hey, what's up, everybody? Terry White here, and I'm here to review and take a look at the new Meross Smart Presence Sensor. The company Meross sent me this for review. No sponsorship or anything, so I'm under no obligation to say what they want me to say. I'll say what I want to say. And with that said, let's take a look at it and let's talk about what is a presence sensor and how is it different than a motion detector or motion sensor. I'm all set on presence sensors and technology in my home. I didn't really need another one, but they sent me one. I figured it's worth the review and contrast. Now, for those of you who may have seen my previous review, I reviewed the Aqara presence sensor when it came out, and that was, that was the one that I used and switched over to from motion detectors in certain rooms because of what presence sensors do that is different. So let me explain that. The difference between a motion detector is that it uses, a presence sensor uses PIR and millimeter wave radar. So it's not just detecting, is there something moving? It's actually detecting if you're in the room or not. So you could be sitting in the room perfectly still and it will still know you're there because of the radar built into it. So that's what makes them so much more accurate and so much more cool to use because you can do so many more things with it, knowing that it detects your presence instantly and also detects your presence or your absence when you leave pretty instantly. So I'm going to talk about that too because this one's a little different. Now with just again to compare and contrast, the Aqara is like I want to say 3 times more in price than this one, but it also does something this one doesn't do. I'll get to that in a minute. But if you're just looking for something that will be better than a motion detector for your smart home, this is probably going to be it. So this is what it looks like. The design is pretty basic. It's a rectangle, this door on the back, which I have the cable running through it, articulates and turns and closes and all of that. And you can slide your cable down under it. You can use it to mount this on a wall. You can use it to set this on a shelf. The cable can also run on the top of it if you want to run the cable from the top. The only thing it can't, or it doesn't seem to be able to do is be able to be mounted upside down like the Aqara one can be. But other than that, the design's pretty basic. The sensor's in the front, USB-C cable connection in the back, and it's got, looks like what I assume is a reset button in the back, and your Matter code on the side here. So that's the hardware. That's it. It's a pretty basic design. It's a plastic rectangle with a sensor in the front, basically, and it uses a USB-C cable connection in the back. They supply about I'm going to guess this is about, I don't know, 5 feet, 6 feet maybe. And because it's USB-C, you don't have to plug theirs in. You can plug in your own one if you need a longer one or shorter one. Now, the door in the back that does articulate does act like a stand and can be tilt mounted. They also supply plenty of double-sided tape, and they also supply cable thingies to run your cable through so you can attach your cable to the wall. Now, it connects to your smart home via a smart home of choice, whether it's Apple Home, Google Home, Amazon's or SmartThings via Matter over Wi-Fi. So I've been using Matter devices. This is probably going to be my 11th Matter device in my home, 11th or 12th. And Matter has not been a smooth ride for me. I've not talked a lot about Matter because it's been mostly frustrating. I eventually get them all to work, but Matter can be tricky to set up. Once you get it set up, it's pretty good. It works the way it's supposed to. I have some other comments about Matter that have nothing to do with this product, but Matter is Matter. So for those of you who are unaware what Matter is the protocol that a consortium of companies like Apple and Google and all the companies got together that make smart home platforms and said, hey, instead of device manufacturers having to make something compatible with every single smart home platform, they would just make it compatible to this one standard, Matter, and they would automatically work in all the smart home platforms. So that's the idea and that's the goal. Now, I've had some frustrations with Matter devices, but I got to say this about this Meross Smart Presence sensor is that it has been the easiest of every Matter device I've ever connected and tried to plug in. It basically, when I say the easiest, they all kind of connect the same way. You go into your smart home platform, you scan the code, and then it starts the setup process. But every other one I've done, it would fail, or I would have to do it 5 or 6 times in a row to get it to connect. This one actually did everything the way it was supposed to on the first try. Like, I didn't take multiple tries. It didn't give me an error. It didn't like not show up in the home, or it did not do what it was not supposed to. It worked the first time, and that shouldn't be something I should be praising. But having had Matter frustrations in the past, I'm happy to see a Matter device that actually worked the way it was supposed to on the first try. Now, once the device is connected, you'll go through a calibration process in the Meross app to detect if, to basically scan the room when nothing's in, or scan the area when nothing's in it, so it learns the area. And then it's pretty much ready to use in your smart home platform for automations. So once it's set up, you can, for example, I'm using it in Apple Home. I can say, hey, when I'm in my office, turn on my office lights, close or open the blinds because they're smartest too, turn on my LED lights in the background for the video I'm about to record, so forth and so on. And then when I leave, when I walk out of the room for X amount of time, turn that stuff off. So that's great. It's so much better than a motion detector, because while I was sitting here writing my notes for this review, I was sitting here for about 18 minutes, and then I checked the log in the app to see how long it detected presence, and it's detected presence for 18 minutes. So that was pretty cool that it did. Like, I'm just sitting here typing. I'm not really moving a lot. So a motion detector probably would have turned everything off because it wouldn't have seen that I was moving enough to detect motion. Now, the other thing that they provide is this shield, which I haven't been able to get to stick on or stay on. Maybe I'm supposed to press it harder. But there's the front, so it basically detects from top to bottom. And this shield is supposed to go over the bottom half. I don't need it, but it's supposed to go over the bottom half and stay there. It like falls right off when I do that. So I don't know if that's me or just a defect in this shield. But it's supposed to sit there, and so that if you have pets or robot vacuums or things that are going to be moving on the floor, it won't detect that stuff on the bottom because you've got that shield there. So that's pretty cool that they give you that. Again, I don't know what's wrong with mine, why mine won't clip in or pop in or connect in or whatever it's supposed to do, but mine just falls right off. So that is one of the downsides, I would say, is that my shield doesn't stay on. Other than that, I'm happy with the design, and the functionality worked as it was supposed to. Now, again, like I said, I don't really care about the shield. I do have dogs, but they're not in this room, for any regular basis or anything. And even if they came in and left and it detected their motion and turned the lights on and back off, that wouldn't bother me. So I don't need the shield, but I don't know why mine won't stay on. So Meross, if you're watching this, what am I doing wrong? All right. I like the overall design. It's definitely smaller than I thought it was going to be. Like, the pictures made it feel like it was going to be like 50% bigger, but it's got the big Meross logo on the front. I'm not sure if this does anything. Maybe that's the radar, but this seems to be the sensor. And it's also a light sensor too. So it can detect the illumination in the room. So you can say, hey, if a room is dark, do something as well. So you have both of those sensors in your smart home app to control separately to do automations based on. Now, we got to address the elephant in the room, though. And this is not a Meross fault. This is a fault with Presense sensors in general. Because they're using millimeter wave radar, I imagine that drains quite a bit of power from the standpoint it just can't be run on batteries. Because if it could be run on batteries, that would be the killer app, is that you could just literally stick these anywhere. The thing I hate about all of these is this cable. I hate seeing cables run down the wall. That's a deal breaker for me. So I've got a few of these now, and the places I've decided to put them were all in places like I could hide the cable. Like, there's one behind me in that bookcase over there that's sticking on the bookcase because the cable's running behind it. In my bedroom, the one that's there is running on a tall dresser, and the cable's on the side of the dresser. In the family room, there's one that's attached to a tall floor lamp, and the cable's running inside the lamp so you don't see it. So the cable, and again, this isn't something Meross could do differently than anybody else, but it would be nice if we get to the day where these can run on battery. Because even if it's rechargeable and has to be recharged once a month, that probably wouldn't be good. Maybe every couple of months, that would be great. But that's probably my only complaint with the category. Again, nothing to do with Meross, is that the cables down the wall are a deal breaker. So if you're going to mount one of these, keep in mind there's going to be a USB-C cable, and they are preferred to be mounted like around chest height or anywhere from chest height and higher. So think about where you would put this on the wall, chest height or higher, that the cable wouldn't be seen. And that becomes a very interesting challenge because you want it to be viewed so that it can see your space. But usually that means like right smack dab in the middle of a wall or in a corner maybe. But then at that point, you're definitely going to see a cable. So you got to be clever with the cable management. Other than that, I would say that this is going to be a winner. This is like they just coming out with this, so they sent me this. They're doing pre-orders on their website. I haven't seen this even on Amazon yet, and again, can't beat the price. This is $32 on their website. So $32 on their website probably means $27 one day on Amazon. So again, that now you're in the price range of a regular motion detector. Regular good motion detectors cost that much. So there would be no reason to buy a motion detector nowadays when you get presence sensors in that $30 range. The only other thing I noticed that I thought was a downside to this one, and okay, let me talk about it. When I walked into the room testing it, it noticed my presence instantly. Like I was looking at the app, and so I could see when it sees presence and when it doesn't. So I walked in the room, boom, every single time, presence detected, every single time. Then I would test when I walk out of the room. And I'm looking, it still says presence detected. Still says presence detected. Like I've been out of the room for several seconds. Still says presence detected. Then I started timing it to see how long it would take before it would say that I was gone. And the last time I timed it was 34 seconds. I'm like, that's half a minute. That seems like a long time for a presence sensor to not know you're there. Come to find out, that's intentional. I actually went into settings and saw that they have a default setting for absence of 30 seconds. So 34 seconds, that's about right. It took like 3 or 4 seconds once the 30-second timer expanded for it to actually kick in. I can live with that. Then I saw that you could change it. I was like, oh, let me see how far down I can change it to. Oh, I can go set all the way to 0. So that means the minute it detects that you're gone, it turns everything off. No, you can't. Even though the slider goes to 0, it immediately pops back to 15 seconds. So it looks like the minimum is 15 seconds on up. You can go up from there. You can go up to minutes. And I was kind of bummed about that at first, but then it hit me. What that will probably stop it from doing is giving you a lot of false absence detections. So for example, if you think about it, a presence detector detects when you're not even moving. It detects your presence. But if you don't move, if you're perfectly still long enough, it may think you're gone. And then you breathe or you do something, and then it says, oh, nope, you're still there. So it gives itself 30 seconds to make sure you're gone before it says you're gone. So I get it. I was a little disappointed at first that it wasn't instant, but I see why they did it, and I see why they did a 30-second minimum. By default, 30-second default, 15-second minimum. Because they probably said, hey, this way we'll not get that many false alarms. If someone is perfectly still, not moving, there's no movement, it won't say you're gone, and then you move a little, and then what you don't want is things turning off and turning right back on because you weren't really gone. So again, I get that. All right, so what's my take on this? Again, I kind of pretty much summarized it already. If you're looking for presence detector and you want something better than a motion detector, but you don't want to spend top dollar on the Aqara one, and this is probably it. Now, why does the Aqara one, their FP2, cost 3 times as much? There's one more thing. This one only detects presence. Yes, you're in the area. No, you're not. Yes, you're in the area. No, you're not. The Aqara one, the FP2, you can set up zones. You can say, I'm in this part of the room. I'm sitting in that chair. I'm over in that corner. And basically you can do automations based on where someone is in the room. It also has fall detection and sleep detection and all kinds of other things. So now they did come out with a more basic one too. So they know that $100 one is too expensive for most people. So they came out with a less expensive one too. But this one, right off the bat, does everything it's supposed to do for that $32 price. Can't beat it. So it depends on what you're looking for. If you don't need all the zones and all that other stuff, this is definitely the way to go. If you need all that other stuff, you're going to spend more to get it. That's the way things go. All right, so with that said, thanks, Meross, for sending this over. I do like it. I didn't know that I was going to like it, but I do. And I can certainly see an area I'm thinking about where there's just a motion detector that I'm going to replace this one with. So Matter over Wi-Fi, works with all the smart home platforms, $32. Worked the first time I tried connecting it. I didn't have any frustrations at all. Worked flawlessly. 15 seconds or more for the absence detector. $32. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.